This podcast is rated E for explicit. Like many of you, I was the target of bullies as a child. But as I have been made aware, bullying is not just a childhood affair. This is author Kevin Ward from the TEDx stage.
17 years of marriage and not a single fight with my wife. Why? Because I just turned the other cheek. Until one day, all the problems exploded, and just like third grade, I ran away. We think of bullying as a childhood issue. Yes, and it is. And yet the brutal reality is that one of the greatest oppressors of our time is adult bullying.
You met me in the midst of many things. Shedding skin, sprout wings, looking at life as a spiritual being through a human lens, having conversations with God about so many things. This show is your invitation. The poet God is the conversation. So it was just a little while ago when a video with Dr. Maya Angelou correcting a young lady on how to address her resurfaced. The young lady addressed her as Maya as she asked a question about interracial relationships.
Kim, you had a question.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Maya her views on interracial relationships.
Oh, thank you. And first, I'm Miss Angelo.
Miss Angela.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not Maya. I'm 62 years old. I have lived so long and tried so hard that a young woman like you or any other you have no license to come up to me and call me by my first name. That's first. That's first. Also because at the same time, I am your mother, I'm your aunt.
So as the clip made the rounds, it seemed like most people focused on the issue of children not respecting their elders. And although I agree that a young person, or any person for that matter, should address someone, elder or otherwise, how they would like to be addressed, at the heart of the matter, I don't think this was an issue about respect at all. In this particular situation with Dr. Maya Angelou, I do not think it was the young lady's intention to be disrespectful. Did she misspeak? Perhaps. But making a judgment without considering the intention behind the action is what I take issue with. It should be noted, however, that Dr. Angelou did apologize to the young lady, and I was happy to hear that. But when you look at what was intended, one could ask why Dr. Maya Angelou would apologize if she really thought that the young lady was trying to be disrespectful. I doubt that she would have if she really felt that way. This is why I take issue with many people who lack the wisdom yet demand the respect which Dr. Angelou displayed. Many times people won't remember what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. And if it is your intention as an adult to correct someone, child or otherwise, you can find a way to do so that serves that intention and not your ego. Let's be real. There are many adults who get off on making others feel small. I'm speaking to you now. You know, you who need to step on others to make yourselves feel tall. You are seeking respect, claiming that you are an elder, but you're just a child who didn't get wiser, just older. Now, I don't normally talk to children past the drinking age because adults are so much more refreshing when wisdom comes with age. The difference with you is that you grew in body, but not mind. And with age, you became crueler, less kind. So sorry, no, I don't have any respect for you. It's the respect I have for myself that you misconstrue. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful when I missed your title, and understanding that is pretty vital. I won't allow you to use your age as a justification for your rage. I will call you out for what you are. an aging fool who was a bully in school, still trying to rule with innuendo and intimidation. And I don't care how much you yell. I am not able to be placed under any spell. I don't care what your texts tell. You don't summon me when you ring a bell. You misunderstood my meager shell as someone you could put through hell, but I am not afraid of the descent. My time in hell was well spent. Now I channel that fire through these words. They leave 3rd, 4th, 6th degree burns.
Psychotherapist Janice Harmon suggests that bullying is not about you. You're not the one with the problems, so you shouldn't ever take bullying personally. Excuse me, counselor, with all due respect, when you're the one getting punched every day, it's personal. When a coworker accuses you of saying something you didn't say, his problem just became your problem. When a bullying husband tells his wife every day how worthless she is, it's personal.
We'll be right back after these messages. So we've been talking about how bullying can materialize in our adult lives, and before the break, I shared that story regarding Dr. Maya Angelou because it reminded me of another story ages older, a biblical story about the wheat and the tares. It is told in Matthew 13, verse 24 to 29. The enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed heads, then the weeds also appeared. I've been dealing with those who sowed seeds that formed weeds, coming back to collect wheat all my life. And when I was less complete, less secure on my feet, I gave them crop for seeds they didn't sow, respect for actions and qualities they didn't know. They were not worthy like Dr. Maya Angelou, but they were thirstier than a whore in heat, trying to stand like the tares did with the wheat. But as they grew shoulder by shoulder, the differences became clear. As they grew older and older, hello, sweetie, are you still there? Are you a wheat or are you a tear? To know a tree, look at the fruit it bears. As many of you Facebookers know, every now and then you get notifications about memories that pop up, and some of them I just frankly don't want to see. But when this one did, I knew I had to share it. It was a post about a classmate in an English class I took a couple years ago. And in that post, I asked, do people still get bullied in college? Because today, some bitch came for me who wasn't worth being acknowledged. She said I stole her seat in a class with no assigned seating. She was asking for my hand in her face to have a meeting. She stood there for a minute thinking that I would move, until she understood that her stupidity is the only thing that would prove. Then she took her ass over to an empty seat, which she had found. Unable to get a rise out of me, she left unsatisfied. All she got was a look that said, "Girl, you've been denied." So she came back at the end of class, looking for a double portion, hoping for a response to all of her ugly ass contortions. She threatened me this time, told me where I had better not be. I looked at her unbothered, trying to spare her from the wrath of me. She misunderstood me for someone she could motivate with intimidation, as she narrowly escaped being crushed by a simple salutation.
And make no mistake about it, becoming bully-proof is hard work. And yet it starts with a decision to take control.
I'm Akil Johnson, the Poet God, and this is Inspired.